What's up, everybody? Richard back today with another episode of the Warped Report, and we got a pretty light news week this week, and we also have a couple of tracks that we're going to check out that came out this past Friday. So let's just dive on into it. This first story here is something that we've actually covered here on the Warped Report briefly. I think it was actually probably the first episode, and this pertains to Marilyn Manson, Brian Hugh Warner. This is about his alleged assault charge that actually comes from a show that he was performing here in my home state in New Hampshire, actually. And basically what this is about is Marilyn Manson, and you can actually see there is video footage of this during the show. A videographer is, videoing him at his show, and he turns to the camera and spits, and you can actually see the spit on the camera. It's pretty disgusting. But I guess now he has agreed to turn himself in, and this is reported by the Boston Globe. And in an email, it says right here, in an email with the Globe, Police Chief Anthony J. Bean Durpee, that's a very long name. He said, what this means for all of us is that it has forced Mr. Warner to finally address his outstanding NH warrant, which will in turn allow the victim of the crime to have her say/day in court in order to hopefully hold Mr. Warner accountable for his actions. So it says down here, if convicted, Manson could face up to a year in jail and a $2,000 fine. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's be honest. It's probably going to be some form of a settlement or something like that, and then we'll go about our ways. But yeah, it is pretty disgusting to spit like that on someone's equipment. Pretty gross. I really don't know what else to say besides that. But yeah. So I don't know, man. I think that I know that Marilyn Manson has had a bad, I don't even know what you call him, but he has had better days. We'll put it that way. And so, hopefully this is, people getting justice, especially for, that's just uncalled for. People might be, it's just spit it or whatever, but no, it's stupid. It's like, why would you do that? This next story, again, this was pretty interesting because this is a band that I've been interested in and have liked for quite a while. This is about Limp Bizkit. And the headline here of this article, Wes Borland says Limp Bizkit can't finish their new album because it's not up to Fred Durst's standards. So pretty much the TLDR of all this is that Wes Borland has said that, he's recorded his parts for the next record. He has about 35 songs recorded instrumentally. And Fred, I guess, has done his demo vocals over them, and he just wasn't into it. So he's kind of said, F it, and he's going to start over again. So I think that this is something that'll be interesting to see. This will obviously be resolved, but it'll be interesting to see, what tracks eventually come out on this record cycle for Limp Bizkit. And also what's really cool is that they're going to be touring later this year with Spiritbox, and hey, they're coming back here to I don't know what Guilford NG is. Maybe Metal Suck should fix that. But yeah, this is Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion, which is actually where Marilyn Manson was playing for in regards to that story that we were just going over. So yeah, listen, this happens. It's like you just want to make sure that the material that you're putting out is good enough. And so I'm sure that Fred will figure it out. No problem with that. So next up, the last kind of, news item, if you will, is just this little teaser we have here. I'll play it here real quick. Let me just start it over. This is Motionless in White teasing something for July 1st. Let's play it. Looks like a Dexter kill room, but it's definitely bloody looking. Thursday, July 1st. Yeah. So there you have it. It looks like something's going to be happening with Motionless in White. I'm assuming obviously a new track. So that'll be really cool to check that out, and I will definitely be doing a reaction to that when that comes out. Next up, we'll go over some tracks. I think that this is probably, I have actually, this is an article here on Lambgo, but Emmure debuts a new, quote, track. This song's called Sons of Medusa, and it's, this is an unreleased track from this album that they actually, released a year to the day of Hindsight being released. And this is, as the quote from Emmure says here, to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Hindsight, we present to you this unused track from that recording session. This was going to potentially be the introduction to the album, but we're glad we're able to share it all with you now. So some people are like, oh, this song is too short, blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, it's an intro. It was meant to be an intro track. They just released it as kind of like a, hey, listen, it's been a year, here, do what you will with it. But it's a cool song, man. I mean, it's a cool intro. Emmure always does a nice job with their intros. I think I prefer the intro that they have now, which is Finally Understanding Nothing. I just think that has a little bit more energy to it. But this song is definitely a lot more ominous and super just, kind of groovy and low tune, typical Emmure style. And I always love the weird song names that Emmure has, and that is, Sons of Medusa sums that up pretty well. So I would recommend going to listen to it. But listen, Sharp Tone Records, you got to put it on Spotify. I mean, come on, I want to listen to the song on Spotify. I want to add it to the playlist, But lastly, we'll go over this track here, and this track was a nice surprise. It was Make Them Suffer's new track Contraband, featuring Courtney LaPlante of Spiritbox. So I just kind of wanted to go over some of these quotes here from Lambgoat as well. And there's some quotes here that say, Contraband came together centered around one of the riffs in the song that we aptly named the Floppy Fingers riff, says vocalist Sean Harmanis. We'd actually had this riff in the bank since way back in 2016. As the song came together, we decided that it was a great opportunity to include Make Them Suffer's first ever guest feature, and we couldn't have picked anyone better than Courtney. She was such a joy to work with and showed such great enthusiasm toward the song and her parts. So that's actually crazy. I did not know that this was Make Them Suffer's first ever guest feature. But what a way to kick that off, with Courtney. I thought that that was a great choice. Then the next part here, this quote says, lyrically, the song is about everything and nothing at the same time. Everything and nothing at the same time. Interesting. It's about relationships with family and friends, but it's also a low-key political song as well as an expression of the frustrations surrounding COVID and its impact on our lives, particularly as members of the music community. Yeah, so, I mean, we don't need to go into it. I mean, it's obvious, right? I mean, it's been a long freaking time. People, in bands want to make some money. They can't, I mean, we're not going to beat that dead horse. But this is a cool track, man. It was super, super heavy. It was super catchy. The chorus was awesome. I thought Buka, who sings and also plays the keys, was phenomenal. The chorus was super hooky. Courtney, had a scream feature part, which was awesome. I thought that was super heavy. And then the very end of the song, in the video, you see the guitar player doing like a guitar spin, and I'm like, oh boy, whenever you see a guitar spin, it's about to go down. And it certainly did at the end of that track. It was super heavy. It went kind of harkened back to the Make Them Suffer deathcore days. And I really love the track. It's actually on my playlist, the Core 100 right now. It's very high up there as well because, listen, it's a fantastic track. But there you guys have it. Just a few little news topics here. A couple of tracks I really wanted to go over. The Emmure track was a surprise, which came out of nowhere, which was awesome. And the Make Them Suffer definitely led the charge this week in terms of new music. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to follow me on social media, follow my Twitch, or check out my personal Patreon. All those links are in the description below. And I will see you next week with episode 5 of The Warped Report. Peace.